And to unpack this, I'm joined by Oponabo Inko-Tariah, former special advisor to current FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. Good afternoon. Glad to have you join me on the news. Let me kick off. Yes, let me kick off by asking what your opinion is. I mean, that's a good place to start on the unrest playing out in Rivers State, and then possible solution to help address this issue.
Yes, it is quite disheartening, and honestly, it is also a result that it has taken apocalyptic dimension. We least expect it to degenerate to this level, where goons will unleash terror, burn houses, burn buildings, secretariats, and so on. It is very bad, very, very bad. Then on the issue of resolution of the crisis, I think it's going to be a fleeting illusion unless Mr. President is sincere in resolving this crisis. It's not all about the skewed 8-point agenda that was concocted in order to further demean the governor and the office of the governor, because that was by skewed in favor of the FCT minister. What Mr. President should do is call his minister to order. The mere fact that he has refused to call him to order shows his tacit approval of what the minister is doing. Is to call him to order. And I can tell you, if he fails to do that, Mr. Nyesom Wike, the Mr. President, and indeed Nigerians will be consumed by the very fire, smoke, burst up by Nyesom Wike, because it will get to a point where it will be very difficult for the federal government to explore oil in Rivers State. And you know the effect of that on the economy. So he needs to call the minister to order. You can only have a governor at a time, not two governors. No matter the level of involvement, the role you played in the emergence of the state governor. He's the state governor.
Just to point out there, Mr. Inko-Tariah, I mean,
who said,
yes, apologies for butting in there. Mr. Inko-Tariah,
sorry?
Just to clarify, I mean, you don't have, I mean, when you make such allegations, we indeed would need facts to substantiate such claims. But then,
what claims are they? What claims are you talking about?
When you talk about, the minister, talking about the minister, Nyesom Wike and all of that, being the one.
Let me bust, and I was going to that. You have limited time. Nyesom Wike said he was going to he will continue to cause trouble in the state. It's on record. It's on tape.
Let me bring a different phrase to the conversation.
I mean, media chat, not just this, in media chat. Again, when they asked him if he was prepared to reconcile, he said over his dead body, never will he reconcile.
Mr. Inko-Tariah,
that the fight will go on. These things are on tape.
I hear you, Mr. Inko-Tariah. Let's talk about the security agencies themselves. What do you think, or what do you perceive to be their assessment?
The IGP is a conflicted fellow.
Just a minute, Mr. Inko-Tariah. I haven't landed on that question. I was asking regarding the comportment or conduct, I should say, of security officers, for these local government elections. Do you think they played out in terms of neutrality or otherwise?
I was just responding. I knew, because very soon you tell me no time. The IGP is a conflicted fellow. Can I go on?
Carry on, please.
Okay, the IGP is a conflicted fellow. And I have my facts. I can bolster that assertion. First and foremost, when caretaker committee chairmen were appointed, he sealed up the premises, ostensibly waiting for a court judgment on the legality or otherwise of the caretaker committees. That is number one. Number two, we had a court order from Justice Lifu Federal High Court, Abuja, that restrained the police and INEC from releasing voters register, and the police from securing the peace, maintaining peace and order in the area during the local government elections. We also had a court order from a high court in Rivers State, courts of coordinate jurisdiction, mandating the police to provide security during the election. The IG opted for that of the Federal High Court, and did not provide security during the election. And thank God and shame to the police that despite their non-involvement, we had the most peaceful election we've ever witnessed in the history of Rivers State. The crisis we have is post-election. During the conduct of that election, it was quite peaceful. Thank God that they did not even participate. And the whole essence of not participating was because he said he got an order from a federal high court. What of the order from the state high court? Cause of conduct jurisdiction. They did not participate, thinking that we are going to have crisis that might lead to either killings, burnings, and so on, and might lead to a state of emergency, that might call for a state of emergency. But God, to the mercy and glory of God, nothing of that happened, of such happened in Rivers State.
Well,
and the election was peaceful. So the police is a conflicted fellow, especially the IG, the IGP. He has forgotten the oath of office he took. So if a court should tell him where you have crisis, and the court tells him, but you don't move to that place, he will sit back and say, because the court said I should not move, then he'll allow the crisis to fester. We all know that, I mean, that is a lie. There can never be a crueler tyrant than that perpetrated under the shield of the law, and that is what the police is doing. That's exactly using the court as a decoy.
Well, I wish we had more time, but then we'll keep in touch with you to discuss and see how things progress in Rivers State. But thank you so much for your insight on the news. Opunabo Inko-Tariah, former special advisor to current FCT minister. Many thanks indeed.
Thank you.